All right, let's go for a walk in the woods. Reminds me of Gorbachev and Reagan. They went for the famous walk in the woods where they both decided they're going to get rid of nuclear weapons. It was an agreement, and then the national security state went ballistic. What does he think he's doing? We're not going to get rid of the nuclear weapons. Bill Clinton voids the treaty that Gorbachev and Reagan signed. There was supposed to be a peace dividend. Instead, Clinton violates the entire treaty and starts, moving nuclear weapons into Eastern Europe, threatening, because the national security state isn't Bill Clinton, it isn't George Bush, it is the beast system that's going to rule the world from Washington, D.C., in the person of the Antichrist, who I'm saying to you is Barack Hussein Obama, with his adjutant Kamala Harris, the black woman from India. What else do you have to know? Who had, I think her highest rating in the primaries, where she was calling Joe Biden a pedophile, incidentally, and a racist and everything else, because he is. So she was telling the truth back then, so that got her 3% of the vote. But now that she's lying, she's a woman of the people. So we'll see that. Kind of like those lightning effects. Anyway, why did I come on for this particular message? I can't remember, but it'll come to me. We're right at the precipice of the shelf life of California is going to be the continental shelf life, the White Cliffs of Dover or whatever, because I got a message on my phone, of all things. It's demonic interference. Everything I've been doing is largely spontaneous, because as an artist, and this is where all my channeling, of messages from my subconscious came, because I was doing what all the other 20th century artists have been doing. It's called stream of consciousness. You go down into your subconscious and you go down in the depths and you pull out the information, the relevant information. The difference between my stream of subconscious is connected to God. I'm searching for God down there. I'm not searching for new forms of expression, because there aren't any. There are only worse forms of expression. I mean, all the forms of expression up to the late 19th century had some sense of order and purpose and meaning behind them. They weren't just created to thrill people. The Van Gogh, Gauguin, Picasso, Matisse, joy de vivre, in the brothels. That's all that, modern art is about, or is sells, or anything. It's Hollywood art. Monsters. The thing is, people don't realize this is coming. There are real demons. There are real wicked, satanic sex slavery operations. Hey, they're right next door. I see them all the time. Ukrainian women, beautiful Slavic women. There's one. You go push a button, and they're at the end of the block or wherever. They're in your Christian church. I mean, I guess I'm the only one to have gone into these Trump Messiah churches and see that this is total depravity, a high order depravity, just like the Biden churches. And that's why it's the end of the road for the pseudo-Christianity, the false Christianity and the false Judaism. Those are the primary targets. The rest of the people are just going to be swept in because they're enamored of it. They're so enamored of it, that's all they watch is Hollywood of one sort or another, translated into their, European version of it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Chinese version of it, Russian version of it, global African version of it. It's not going to continue. So the only message I keep harping on, is Department of Transportation, NPR is canceled now. Why is NPR canceled? Who needs it? Has it served its purpose as the propaganda? It's so wonderful, great artist. 80-90% of any broadcast would be Susan Stamberg's recipes for cranberry relish, and Nina Totenberg and her personal love relationship with Antonin Scalia, the corporate fascist. And she's Nina Totenberg, the German Jewish woman. They have a certain esprit de corps. They're dead people. They're the walking dead. I mean, soul dead. They sold their souls. Yeah, they're way up there. They're up there with the stars, What's her name? The notorious RBG, the notorious Biggie, and the notorious Ruth Bader. Notorious for what? How many millions of children they've managed to, liberate free from being born as quickly as possible. This is why God is finished with the human race. I know it's shocking news. It was shocking news to me, but I managed to absorb it because I was seeing it all around me from an early age with my, sex cult, Satanists up the block. My brother was pulled into this and put into a sex slave operation in Miami. These are our great neighbors. And guess what? My family didn't care. Just me, my dad, and what happened to my brother. Cover it all up, cover it all up, cover it all up. I went down there with them. I know who the Christians are. That type of Christian. And I know why God is going to end them. That's all I have to say. God bless.